everybody. I'm Everton de Oliveira, the Professor Agua from the Groundwater Project. And I'm very glad to bring to you another translation for the book, WALLY and DEANNA. Kids need to learn about groundwater, and it's a great collaboration from the two nice ladies from Finland. Thank you very much for coming. We have here Ann-Kristiina PETÄJÄ-RONKAINEN. She's a quaternary geologist from the University of Oulu. She's a senior officer of the Unit for Land Use and Groundwater of the South Ostrobonia Center for Economic Development, Transport and Environment in Kokkola, Finland, and works with protection, management, and classification of groundwater areas under supervision of water permits in Central Ostrobonia region. She has worked for the government on groundwater issues for more than 30 years. Thank you, thank you. And we have here also MIRJAM ORVOMAA. MIRJAM has a passion and expertise in groundwater-related issues, as well as in information management of water resources, the development of data systems, and the implementation of European and national legislation after working for 17 years in Finnish governmental entities. Thank you very much, ladies. Welcome for here with us. It's a great work. It's a pleasure having you here. Please tell us a little bit about yourself before we jump into the book and how you started your life in groundwater, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, as a child, my dream was to become a veterinarian. Animals and nature have always been close to my heart. Later, when I grew up, I chose earth sciences to be my career. But instead, I ended up studying geology. And geology in Finland is very interesting. We have very old bedrock, even more than 2,000 million years old, which is covered by a very young quaternary sediments and formations left behind by the continental glaciers of former ice ages. My thesis was about soil formation in glacial gravels and sands. After working at the University of Oulu, I started working for the government. At that point, groundwater entered my life very strongly. That was in 1990s. Finland is said to be a land of thousands of lakes, but many don't understand that we have even more water, groundwater, beneath our feet than in lakes and rivers. It is essential to understand that how we treat the soil affects significantly not only groundwater itself, but also surface water. My work led me to think about how I could increase people's awareness of groundwater. While I was on rotation leave in 2014, I started writing a blog about groundwater. And my aim is to write as clearly as possible to make sure that people understand this important issue. Later, I also created a Facebook page called Treasure Under Us, which is in Finnish Aarre Allamme. So in addition to my daytime job dealing with protection of groundwater, I also want to influence the public.
Very good, very good. I like it. You, MIRJAM, please.
Thank you. Well, how can I say, how groundwater started affecting my life? For me, I've also, since a kid, been interested in nature. I've been at our summer house there, looking at surface water in Finland. We obviously are blessed with having quite pure nature. And well, as you've seen both on there, our pictures, you can see we're also there involved with nature in these. And well, for me, when I started thinking what I wanted to study, obviously natural sciences was a big thing already for me. And then in what I wanted to study is, because I have 2 degrees in hydrogeology and in landscape design. So I was, well, once you are actually building something, once what you're doing, it's more like what is the sustainable use of land or in urban planning, and what are, once you start doing something, what is the long-term effects of it? So that is what I wanted to see, because once you do something, what are you ruining actually? So what is the groundwater effects in what? So that is what I wanted to see, because of course we need to find a sustainable balance between people, because we do have to build somewhere, we know, but what is the best place, or the worst place where you can build, considering nature and the balance of people. So that was what I wanted to see with my studies. And then again, because in Finland, as Anne was explaining, our groundwater bodies are very shallow, and we need to ensure that we protect them. In a sense, we differ quite much. So we need to have quite much legislation to protect them. So in that sense, it's very important that we protect what we do. So that is why, for me, the way to be protecting and ensuring groundwater is to be working for the governmental entities.
Very good. I'm very glad to hear your experience. It's very interesting to see that we have people with very similar interests that we have all over the world, right? And we can team up better to get the expertise of people like you and bring to Brazil or to every other countries in the world. Thank you very much. So I have a question for you. So you translated a book for children, right? How hard was it to put your mindset into the children's world and translate and get the Finnish feeling into that book, please?
Yes, it was quite an experience translating this book, and it was very fascinating, and especially some hydrogeological terms were very hard to translate for kids.
Yeah.
I can especially mention saturated zone in the book's title. Saturated zone in Finnish is called kyllästynyt vyöhyke, and the word kyllästynyt means not only saturated but also bored. That is why we could not use that word. What kind of an adventure would it be if it was to proceed to a bored zone? So we translated it to under the groundwater table, which sounds much more exciting.
Oh, definitely. That's fun. That's fun. And what about you, Miriam? How was the experience for you?
Well, for me, I mean, of course, the story in itself, it's so wonderful. I mean, I love the picture, the illustrations, they're so, and then with languages, I love languages. I come from a trilingual family, so working within languages and finding the right ones, and that really, finding a riveting word to get people to come. I mean, it was just, I love the experience, and then having Anne to bounce the words with, it was just, the experience was just wonderful. And we were laughing and thinking, well, what's the right one? And it was just a wonderful experience. I mean, I really just loved it. And then we were having our next of kin and to have proofreading it. So, well, what do you think when we were finished with it? How do you like it? And then after that, even we were trying to find even funnier words for some of them to keep it for professional, but still have it as professional, but still as easy as possible, so that it's the right type, so and true to the original story as possible. So I just loved it, and I love the original book, so it's really wonderful experience.
Oh, very good. So what about the names? Which names have you picked and why?
Well, Anne, go ahead. Anne had this great idea.
Yes, Leo and Venla are the names we chose, and they were chosen for the main roles because these are the most common first names children at age 5 to 7 have in Finland nowadays.
Okay.
I wanted that as many children as possible could identify themselves with the characters.
Oh,
And they
that's
are nice names. They're very nice. And this Venla is, in Finnish, it is Venla Vesipisara, and it rhymes so nicely with the word droplet in
Oh,
Finnish.
that's very good. That's very good. So, what are the names? Leo and
Venla. So it's like the same like Diana and Droplet. So it's
exactly.
the same. So they rhyme. Yeah.
Yes.
So Leo and Venla. Yeah.
Oh, that's very nice. So, how do you expect about this book could be important for people, Finnish-speaking children? Because, like, having into your mother tongue, what is the importance you see on that? Why you decided to go on in this adventure?
Well, at least for us, what we know, because we've done this together with the whole thing. We thought about it. It's very important to find, as said, to get a mean for people to understand the protectiveness, as I said, because groundwater is a thing you can't see.
Yeah.
So in Finland, generally, even as a hydrogeologist, you say, yes, I work as a hydrogeologist. And they said, oh yeah, we also have a lake at our, no, I'm a hydrogeologist. So nobody understands. How can even small kids understand what groundwater is, because adults start talking about it? So in a sense, trying to teach the kids and educate them what groundwater is and what the hydrological cycle is, and the importance of protecting our shallow groundwaters and groundwater in general, and the importance of it in the whole cycle. This is where we start to get adults to understand the importance of it. So this is where we start, and our colleagues in our other entities which we've been working in our stakeholder group, which we were showing this to. So they're all really excited about it too, and this is, in general, we think how we will start putting it to schools, and yeah, we're gonna try to have some schools we'll be teaching it to. Maybe Anne, you can continue with that, or what we're thinking about how we will be start promoting it.
Very good, very good. So, would you recommend your experience to other volunteers in different languages?
Yeah. I warmly recommend this work to others. Yeah. But of course, you have to have the extra time in your free time to do it. And that was my challenge. I first heard about this exciting groundwater project that was in 2020. And I volunteered right after that. But it took a long time to finish the translation process. And fortunately, I asked Mirjam to join me. Together, we found the time and inspiration to finish this. And now we are ready and anxious to publish the work we have done.
Very good, very good. What about you? What about you, Mirjam?
Most definitely. I mean, this is just super, and then to be, as said, able to get this and publish it in Finnish, and really try to somehow, I mean, we'll hopefully get it to the curriculum in schools in some way, try to have that is our, hopefully have it in some way implemented in that would be awesome, because it's quite an easy way to use it. That would be just awesome, and in that sense also to educate the parents.
Yes,
So.
that's very important, and it works. I can tell you, it works, because the parents, they'll have to read and they have to participate, and they'll learn groundwater as well. That's true. So please, thank you. Could you leave some good words about how the world needs groundwater and the importance of the groundwater project initiative, please?
Understanding the importance of groundwater is one of the most important things that modern people need to know to live sustainably on Earth. And we must understand that what we do to the land, we do to the water. That is the main thing. And in Finland, groundwater is assumed to be in a good conditions and safe. But despite this, around 100 aquifers are proven to be in poor state in Finland. And this is a lot for a country of only 5 million inhabitants. And all the aquifers in poor state are situated close to where most water is needed. So we should not remain in the belief that the situation is under control. There is still much to do to protect groundwater. So this initiative, this groundwater project is mostly important. And I wish the very best for your groundwater project, and I will be willing to continue helping as much as I can. And I hope I will find time to translate the book Groundwater in Our Water Cycle. And I hope that other Finns would also be inspired to participate also.
Very good. Thank you very much. Mirjam.
Thank you. I totally agree with Anne, and I'd also like to add that also which I've also worked with is climate change adaptation measures is also a thing to add in, also in the Nordic countries and globally as well, because the changing conditions, we cannot be blindsided to that. That will also, and this is something the Groundwater Project Initiative has to consider. The world is changing. We have to adapt to that, so we have to bring that into aspect and to see this, as well as groundwater dependent ecosystems. They will also affect it, the microsystems all of this, all the awareness that, well, here in Europe also we have the European legislation affected it, but worldwide we cannot be blindsided to the importance of groundwater and the water abstraction. So I think it's important. We have to work globally together to the protective measures of all of this. So I totally agree. This is very important. And as said, the awareness of understanding, because water in general, it's our goal globally. I cannot emphasize how important it is to understand this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ladies. We have here Anne Christina and Mirjam, and we'd like to thank you both for the great work that you've done with the book. And we do hope that the world gets better and learns a bit about groundwater. And you're doing a great job helping us doing that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.